Many of the crew are still fast asleep, laying in the hammocks. Let's not disturb them, Shaw. You don't want to find yourself dealing with an abruptly woken sailor. Let us head up deck. The sound of snoring and rather obnoxious. Okay, let's go back up. Anything else? No. Okay. Yo. The helm. At the stern, you notice an older sailor in the helm. The old man taking deep breath in the cold air before letting out a satisfied exhale. Morning! And a good morning to you. He eyes you up. Officer Shaw, right? Lefty. His name is Lefty? Wait, what's the logic in that? His name is Lefty because he's... Call me down on account of, well, should be obvious. He lost his right eye, so he's called Lefty. But like righty is the other dude, and then the other dude lost his right arm. So there's no logic behind the naming. He chuckles. Don't worry about the bad sight. This is all feel. Just keeping her steady. He examines you. Surprised Hunt picked from outside for his first mate. I'm surprised as well. He seems the insular type. He is. He must be something special for Hunt to look outside the ranks. Hunt doesn't have much fondness for the military, but it at least means you've got the work ethic. Mornings like these are about the only peace I get from the younger lot. You should take these moments when you can. Lefty returns his attention to the elm. As you get older, I suppose you learn the value to value the quiet moments, eh? Let us hope we're just diligent when we're old and gray. Myself before you, of course. Harold Turner. Oh, it's a Mr. Turner. Very Pirates of the Caribbean. Sailor Bad Sight, aged and saltborn. Look at that, man. That's cool. Oh, the captain isn't in. You join Kurt at the bow of the ship. You both feel the temperaments break the floes below you. Gripping the railing, he draws an enormous breath. The footing beneath rises as the ship mounts an impending ice flow. There is a moment hesitation before a profound crack relieves the ship, cascading across the ice. He exhales. See? Nothing else like it. You weren't wrong. It's something, all right. Look at the eyes. No two cracks are the same. All caused by us. By the laws of nature, this place wants us dead. And yet, here we are, traversing in harmony. How fantastic is that? How far are we from land? We're about a week's sails from the last known location of the old Viscount. Assuming she isn't exactly where they left her, we can't take smooth sailing for granted. Same goes with this daylight. It won't remain this bright for so long once winter encroaches. Beautiful as the ice is on this course, it's going to get thicker. He looks out across the white. We won't be confident when the leads dry up and we're stuck here till the next cycle. We need to change course. Avoid the pack. Have you informed Captain Hunt? He won't listen to me. Things have been dulled by retirement. I've probably seen more ice than he has whiskey. It's not my decision. Yes, but you have the captain's ear. Have you ever experienced a long night winter? It's not pleasant, to say the least. I can't say that I have. We're only as good as the unhappiest man, Robin. I'll do what I can. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Kurt nods and turns back to look across the ice. So we have to do a detour, according to him. Ah, Shaw. Ready for another day of work. Did you hear Kurt's advice? He wants us to switch course. Aye, he had a few words to share. He may have been an expert in his time, but these days Kurt is one with more money than sense. Anyway, back to work. I was hoping you'd help me work through a few more requests from the crew. You may have noticed the line pulling up outside. Everyone wants something, it seems. Call them in as you please. Hammond. I don't know Hammond. A short, sour-faced man in engineer clothing approaches. Are you acting daft, Hunt? Not with intention. Not bloody surprised you didn't notice. Shaw, this is our chief engineer, Clive Hammond. An opinionated one. What is it, Hammond? We hit the ice, and you've assigned any extra men down on the boiler. You have your engineering team, and we've only got 6 arms between us. I need more manpower maintaining this, sailors. Many of the crew have their own tasks they're busy with. I know I've already assigned Smurf on a matter. The captain turns to you. How many do you think is fair? 1, 3? More. Open the crew manifest to choose how many sailors you wish to assign. Oh God. Max cards allowed 4. Minimum cards required 1. Maybe him and him? He wants 4, but I feel like 4 is overkill, man. 4 is a lot. I could probably send him 2. This is 3. Sure. You take 2 Johns, lefty and righty. You're giving me ward with 1 bloody arm? Would you rather none? The engineer holds his tongue. Fine. But you can tell me how right I was when we were buried under the ice. He leaves. A good spirit, that one, beneath the oil in the temper. You won't be seeing much of him though. Prefers to burrow himself in the boiling room. Kasha. Captain Shaw. Captain Shaw. A thought occurred to me the other day while looking through the crew manifest, and well, it might be too late for this now, but that we've already entered the ice. Out with it. I thought it would be good to have individual photos of the full crew. But your report? Not only my report, it would be good reference for the manifest, put faces to the names. Much of this crew have served me for years, some decades. I have little problem putting faces to names. Your thoughts, Shaw? It seems a good idea. If nothing else, it would make a good souvenir. Sentimental of this expedition, are you? Some proper photographs will have some historical weight to it. Well, Belfort, I see no problem there. I'll arrange for the pictures to be taken before the crew have their dinner. Thank you, Captain Shaw. So it gave me one extra decorum, and we've went over the maximum, which is super interesting. I didn't realize you could be above the maximum, which is kind of neat. It's only one decorum though. It's mostly nothing. In the meantime, I'll attempt to get as many individual crew photos as I can. You're still welcome to help in that matter, Shaw. She departs satisfied. Corvid. Captains, words are getting around about the stowaway we removed last week. It has? Aye. And their thoughts? They aren't one bit happy, least of all is Da. He says it wasn't right to send the boy away. What? He literally told the kid that was the right thing to do. Only reason Ward stayed aboard was because he needed to pay. Up in arms, are they? No, they understand. Spares more food for the rest of us. Still not a wise move to upset my crew, is it? Shaw, perhaps we should consider the crew's feeling next time. Perhaps, but like, bro, we're running out of food already, man. Like, literally, we're running out of food, bro. Good to have all that settled then. Perhaps we shouldn't rule out old Kurt so easily. If the man thinks there could be an alternate path through the ice, he's free to search for it. Shaw, meet with him when you have time. Changing course or not will want on his scouts set up in the crow's nest. Take care of that, then you'll be done for the day. Okay, makes sense. Approach the sick young man. Sick? Seasick. You spot a youthful looking man leaning over the side of the ship, his head slumped as he looks into the icy pool below. It appears he's been visited by a spot of seasickness. Pat him on the back. You make your way to the man and reach out your arm to pat the sickly fellow in the back. As soon as your hand reaches him, he jolts upright in shock. A bespectated young man shaking with unease. He stares at you for a brief moment, a look of shame plastered upon his face. Sorry. Are you alright? Yes. Well, not really. I'm very sorry. The man turns around and hurriedly runs in the opposite direction, avoiding your gaze. Arthur Nutley. Who is he? He's the doctor? Oh, and he's seasick. Bro, that's not good. I wish you could click on some of these and have a description. That'd be nice. The rigging. While examining the rigging of the ship, your eyes notice a figure darting by, climbing the ropes with ease. The figure lands on their feet before dusting themselves off. Their outfit denotes one of Kurt's scouting crew. Acrobatic scout. Ah, no problems. He looks to you. And you are? Officer Shaw. Yourself? Flick. I'm one of Kurt's crew. Don't worry about my safety. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. Kurt doesn't just hire anyone. Well, he didn't hire me for no reason. Got the medals in gymnastic if you're worried about my credentials. Flick jumps up and returns to scaling the rigging of the ship. Soren Killiper. She's scouting team, right? Yeah. Rope savvy, ice savvy. She's an islander. Interesting. Let's actually descend below deck first. Listen. You overhear two of the newly arrived scouting crew talking. Yorick the Third. Ah, Quilty. Have any trouble settling in? Not too bad. I can't wait for a chance to sleep though. A proper navigator never rests until their work is done. Of course, of course. I think you had no issue settling in. Not at all. The crew are a funny lot. Old Kurt certainly caught their attention. Do you think any of them would mistake Kurt and myself? I think you'd collapse from joy if they did. Ha, perhaps. Scout, rope savvy, ice savvy, islander, and they all have the same thing. Okay. They're all ice savvy, which I appreciate. My cabin. Is there anything in my cabin? No. Okay. Below deck. Let's go. Approach the cook. Hooded sailor. You spot a suspicious-looking sailor emerge from the pantry. The hooded sailor spots you, keeping their hands firmly in their pockets. Not what it looks like, Officer Shaw. Plek. But call me gnomes? I'm not thieving anything. I will take you at your word. For now. Expected you to interrogate me more. No worries, I was just setting up a practical joke. And what is this practical joke? Not going to spoil the surprise. It's not at your expense, if that's your concern. I have to get some enjoyment around here, don't you think? With their mysterious trap set, gnomes scurries off to the upper decks to return to work. Pumps. Pantry. Pantry. The moment you enter the pantry, a bag of flour drops on your head, scattering all over your officer's uniform. Heh. The hells was that, gnomes? You wipe the flour off you before continuing. Tinned food. You lift the crate and tins from the shelves. I don't know what that was for, but let's go to the pumps. Nothing to do here. Approach the cook. Ah, one step ahead of me. If you had those tins in the hoosh, we should be good for dinner. What would it be today, Shaw? Feed the hoosh bot. Sealed sustenance prepared by the Apperton Tinning Company. I will lose 5 decorum, but I would get 20 food. I can feed more stuff to it. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. He spots you and seizes his playing. Need something? That's accordion. You mind if I see? The accordion player takes a step back as you approach. You can see from there, no touching. You're Grimly, aren't you? The man grunts. Aye. Grimly Stoke. I'm the ship's carpenter. Ah, then you're Junior's brother. Junior? Oh, you're Shaw. Junior mentioned you. I was just speaking to him too. I'm sure he talked your ear off. Won't keep you from your work. Don't keep me from my break. Bruh, that's semi-rude. Let's do it. Let's feed it. Confirm your order. Call the crew for dinner. I still need to stand the... Oh, okay. Never mind. Apparently, it's the last thing you can do. Send me up there. I'll get you a reading. The scientist eyed the man's cane and turns to you. I believe the navigator means to send one of his scouts. The navigator clears his throat and taps his cane. Of course. If you find one of mine, they'll get us a reading, rightly. Okay. Let's send Flick. They ascend to the nest and take a reading with the sextant. All clear from up top. Yo, look at that. Orca Island. The last port you made, where you picked up Kurt and the scouting team from. Viscount Island. The last known location of the Viscount, your destination. Okay. Can't do much of anything with that, though. The crew have their meal. Oh, that's a bug. Can't read this. Hi. The days get longer, but dinner is fixed. It will see us through the long days and the darkest nights. Darling, don't know who Darling is. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening. You can't help but notice that it's still bright light outside. You notice two sailors passing by from the dinner table. An inebriated sailor on wobbling legs, leaning on the shoulders of another. Ah, good times, good times. Need to learn to handle your drink, Tucker. Ah, but I'm fine. My mates carry me, eh, Cavity? They can also drop you. Have two Johns carry you next time. Are you asleep? Shit. Yeah, so we got two more. Good to know. Cavity Joom. Tolson Tucker Higgs. Door. No response. You can hear the sound of rustling inside. After knocking on the door several times, it finally swings open to reveal one of Templeton's science team. Yes. Do you require my presence? Apologies, just checking. Just checking. You should know I'm the meteorologist of this expedition. Andre Isaac. If I'm not required for anything, I would ask not to be disturbed any further. But we have found somebody else now, though. Nice. We're only missing engineers. And whoever that is. Like, we're getting close, man. 2 engineers and whoever that is. That's it. That's all we're missing. Nothing in my cabin. Let's go upstairs.